broadcasting live using crappy equipment and posted on the Piledriver Wrestling ONSW Review Network. We are the DarkMatch. How is everybody? I missed you all. This is the first time I introduced a show in a while, and it's good reason for me to be introducing it. We get to talk about NXT Takeover, and I'm so fucking excited. I mean, my pants, folks, I got to change it for a couple of sides. I'm Magpie, and getting the mic away from me now, joining me are...
Christopher says DarkMatch is Mastodon of the monotone as usual.
I'm Ironbite Dash. Magpie, you scare me.
And I'm your foxy friend Backlash, and I'm just going to scooch my chair over this way away from Magpie. And
yes.
I'm bringing
yes,
you...
my nipples are hard.
I'm bringing
Backlash.
I'm bringing you yet another edition of What is Iron Sheik Tweeting Now? For the Memorial Day, you watch my fucking movie. Otherwise, you are big-time jabroni.
Hey, you know what? Good for him being patriotic and all that. Guys...
I want to talk about Finn Balor.
I want to talk about everything.
Okay, this is kind of a weird experience, because... we're so used to coming out here and talking about, like, oh my god, WWE is so crap. Oh my god, TNA is so crap. I don't have a bad thing to say about this pay-per-view.
What is
I
TNA?
don't.
There's
Even the things I'm not gelling with in NXT, meaning I'm just not into them, I still enjoy.
And there's not a low point to this show, except for one point, but it was to be expected, and it's not even that low.
Yeah. So... how about we just jump right into this, because I know Magpie's excited, I'm excited. We have our number one contenders match, which was originally billed as a triple threat match, but Hideo Itami was injured, which they also write off by showing him not attacked in the parking lot, like they just showed like, oh, he'd been jumped, and then the best part is they have Kevin Owens walk right by him and go like, that's a shame.
Yeah.
And you can just imagine the second they say cut, he's like, why did you make me say that? I know I'm an ass and all, but this dude is...
He's hurt.
He's a
It's
private.
Kenta!
He's a
Can
private.
I just say, though,
He's doing
great...
business, man.
Oh, damn it, Chris. It's good booking on the standpoint, because it's like, you just saw in the months before this was happening, like when Finn Balor first got his number one contender shot, or his title shot, they were so building to just like, had he not been injured, Hideo would have probably won this match, and we would have gotten the Kevin Steen Hitami feud right away. So at least they're linking that up. So as soon as he's 100%, he's going to be kicking the shit out of Kevin Owens, and I'm going to get a dream match.
Yes.
Might not be Kevin Owens.
No. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
We are so getting ahead of ourselves. Because...
so, the number one contenders match has been changed 1-on-1. Tyler Breeze versus Finn Balor. Now,
And I think because it's a triple threat now...
it's a singles match now.
No. Since it's not a triple threat match anymore, I think that's why they had like better entrances, because they had to cover time. So they're like, we're gonna give them way better entrances.
Well, speaking of the entrances, first I want to talk about Tyler Breeze, because when he came out, he's doing something with his phone, and first I'm like, oh, he's supposed to be like this vain kind of asshole. So he's like, oh, he's taking selfies, but the announcers say, oh, you know what he's doing? He's periscoping.
Yes.
What the fuck is periscoping?
What is that?
Because the Rooster Teeth podcast was talking about this too, and I have no idea what it is.
All right, periscoping is an app that you can download. It's it's one of those Instagram apps, only it's supposed to be doing you do things in like real time. So not only is he taking selfies as usual, he's also broadcasting live to anybody who has this particular app. At least that's what I could garner.
He's so vain.
And it worked so well.
It really does. Like, I should hate his theme song. Like, I really should hate that fucking theme song.
I should hate him, but I don't.
I don't either. Well, yeah, because it works. With him, he can't sing a lick. And rather than being like Jillian Hall, this fucking works. He's like, is it my eyes?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I should hate that fucking theme, but I love it.
And here's the thing, like, let me get into sort of the atmosphere of the match as far as, like, the delineation between, like, heel and face. Tyler Breeze is the heel, right? Well, even then, like, the crowd still cheers for him. Like, they still chant Breeze is gorgeous. And what's genius about this is that they don't try to, like, hide it. They don't try to make him out to be, like, still, like, a scheming sort of competitor. Like, he still fights with, like, a lot of heart. And it's almost like, I used to have a problem with this. I'm starting to warm up to it because it really is just that, like, oh, they both have heat. The fans like them both. It's like any sort of match.
That's why I loved early TNA. When I was like, when TNA was my favorite promotion, and I'm not saying that ironically at all. I fucking loved TNA. I liked it because you did have that dynamic of good guy, bad guy, or what their positions were in the company. But you just, how do you not cheer for like a homicide doing something cool or like Christopher Daniels? So it's just like the crowd can become invested in the guy they like, and it also does generate a better atmosphere because if you're like on the side, let's say you're a little kid, right? You're on the side of the good guy, like Finn, and someone's chanting "Breeze is gorgeous." It does buy into that whole like when you're reading a comic book or watching a cartoon. Oh, the bad guy's going to have people that's going to cheer him. So this makes me have to cheer for my guy way more.
And to sort of like, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry to make this comparison, but it's topical. Think about like Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Although like you could say,
oh, kiss
Pacquiao
my black ass. I'm sick of that comparison.
Hey,
no, fuck Corey Gray.
Like
That was one of the most clumsiest ways to be
Oh
topical
yeah, that.
ever.
Oh god.
No, it's clumsy. That's why I said. That's why I apologize. But although Pacquiao was, I would say he was the babyface of that fight. Like there are still people who will say, well, Mayweather's still like he still gets his money. Blah 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 blah. Like it's natural for people to cheer others who are hated. And anyway, people are gonna have a split opinion. Like maybe this is reading too much into it, but I tend to think that if wrestling is sort of built like that, with still like good guys versus bad guys, but nonetheless charismatic bad guys, then it could
that's
work.
what's charismatic. It's just either are charismatic, a la Kevin Owens, or they just are really really good at what they do. So it's like, Jesus, I'm trying to think. They're like bad guys I really wish I didn't cheer for, but they're so fucking awesome. I can't think of one that comes to mind, but it's just that dynamic. But that's only in the ring. Like after the match, he could be this like beating the shit out of this like a valet or a diva, and it's back to business. Where this guy, like I wanna hate Seth Rollins in like the not hate him, but I want to hate him as a bad guy. But I can't. He's too fucking awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun heel dynamics, and I'll actually have a bit to say about this later. But we talked a lot about Tyler Breeze's entrance. Let's talk about Finn Balor's entrance.
Oh my god, that entrance! Ah! As I really blow the recording software. Oh my god!
Ow, and blow my ears!
I don't apologize for that, because this demon entrance that he does for these big time pay-per-view like events is the most. It's so cinematic. The crowd is into it. He adds he's adding stuff to it as he goes on, and it's just like this is so psychological too, because he gets into your head with this entrance, and you can see Tyler Breeze is like, whatever, I've seen it before, but you got to imagine it's like, holy shit.
Oh, and then when you saw the eye, man, like
dude, the eye of Balor, but and that stayed on the entire match too. Whoever is doing his face paint and body artwork, my hat is off to you.
I really wanted the Tyler. I wish I was a little kid again, or at least in the action figure playing age, because it's like. If there's one action figure I want right now, it's the Finn Balor action figure. Like, I would play with it. And I'm not talking about having that on my wall like a goofy 25-year-old collecting toys. No, I want to play with that. I want to fight other wrestlers. I want to imagine scenarios. That's the next best-selling action figure WWE has waiting for them.
And here's the thing. This is my worry about this. Can they do the Finn Balor entrance in an arena with 10, 15,000 people?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Because can you just imagine 10, 15, 20,000 people doing what the Full Sail audience does during Finn Balor's entrance?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but the question is, would WWE ever allow that?
That's that.
Signs point to no.
my only worry is that it becomes oversaturated. But my solution to that is, for instance, like say WrestleMania, you have Rey Mysterio coming in a different like themed outfit. You like when he was Prince Devitt in New Japan and like the Indies, he would do like different types of costumes. Like it doesn't have to be just like one aesthetic. Every WrestleMania, like you have Finn. I don't know. I'm just like sort of projecting like way too far, but like he could just have like a different sort of a different visage.
I think with just WWE's idea of just like making their shows an entertaining spectacle, as well as how smart Finn Balor is and how well they're just like pushing out those guys who are of his talent in NXT. I think it would be they can make that work in the sense where they know like, okay, we got to make sure that we're gonna hype this, but if we beat it to death, it's not gonna work. We got to make sure that we do it right, and I think Balor would just be very much on that.
The only way that would work is if Triple H is in charge, and would be convinced. Oh, this is the only reason he's popular is because of that entrance. No, it's because of what we're about to discuss. Because I think we spent like a good 5-10 minutes just talking. Well, no, not 5 minutes, but about 5 minutes talking about the entrances, the actual match.
Exciting.
Oh my god!
Yeah. What can you say about it?
Not a single moment is wasted. And it's like Tyler Breeze has really impressed me a lot. And Finn Balor, the first match I ever saw of Finn Balor was him and Hideo Itami versus the Ascension.
And they made him, and those guys are so talented. They made the Ascension look great.
I know, and right here, he makes Breeze look like $1 million.
Oh yeah, really and not even just on like a physical strength thing, or just how cool he can do his moves on Finn. Although that was a factor in it, but just it made him look smart. There are moments where Tyler absolutely capitalized on Finn, just like knowing his strategy. Like, okay, if he does this, then I know I can kick him in the face, or when he does this, I can outsmart him this way. Like it made him look smart.
Yeah, and no doubt this was an amazing match, but who the fuck was this referee?
I don't know.
Did he count to 4? Was I the only one that noticed that?
No. What? I feel like it was this ref's first night because there gets to a point where the two are fighting on the outside and he's not counting. And the crowd even starts chanting, "You're not counting."
Yeah,
and then he's like, "Oh yeah, 1."
I think he must have been new or something, but I don't know. I think one of the let's talk spots in the match. Let's actually talk about the match. I think one of the best spots in the match is Tyler Breeze hits the beauty shot after throwing he hits the beauty shot for the near fall, and Balor just pops out to the floor, and Breeze throws a Christian-like tantrum.
Oh yeah.
He's like screaming, going, "I got him! Yeah,
How did that not work?
Fair! It's not fair! And the ref is like trying to explain to him, no, it was only a 2 count.
And meanwhile, Finn, this is what I like, the intelligence in NXT. You notice this is going to be a theme of the night. The wrestlers are very intelligent and aware of not only their opponents, but the what's going on in the match, like what a ring general would. What does Finn do when he's throwing his temper tantrum? He rolls the fuck out of the way and Breeze.
Just Breeze is continuing his tantrum, and meanwhile the announcers are going. By the way, oh thank God we had some decent announcers for once. The announcers going, "Where's Finn Balor?"
It's like he's catching his breath. Are you kidding? Wouldn't you be doing that right now? Hey, Breeze, stop your tantrum and win the freaking match. That's paraphrasing Saxon.
But but eventually Breeze calms down, and so he goes to the outside to go find Balor, and Balor finds him with a nice running clothesline, and then climbs the scaffolding above the entryway.
Whoa, look, this is the WWE online shot. You know how they'll like take a shot of like a WWE wrestler like standing in front of like the Extreme Rules sign, and then John Cena's like laid on the floor. This is that shot because Finn fucking knew it too. He saw it from the ring. He's like, wait a minute, X.
Also, I have to chuckle at the crowd because they're chanting, "Please don't die." He's maybe 3 feet off the ground though.
No, he's about 10 feet off the ground.
Was he? Yeah. Okay, it's hard to judge distance, but it's like I've seen people jump off higher.
Yeah, I have too, but they're shouting, "Please don't die!" They're chanting, "Please don't die! Please don't die!" And I have to laugh. And he hits him with a flying drop kick, and it's like, no, it's a splash. I'm sorry. And that was my spot of the night for my spot of this match, because that was just so funny, and it was like hilarious, and it worked.
And the sequence after that was just it made perfect sense. Okay, I just laid him out with cross body, get his ass in the ring, kick him to the curb, kick him to the ringside. He hits the back of his head and double stomp. Oh, I'm the number 1 contender again.
And just to make sure, the ref counts for 4. He did.
Seriously, what the hell?
4. It's
Thank you.
like, who? What?
Well, it's clear this guy isn't Drake Younger.
No. He was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Shit.
It was like that because he had that moment where he looked at himself. He was like, "Shit."
That was 4. Why did I do that? And,
Yeah.
And that's just, we're just recapping the entrance and the end of the match. But there was so many moves thrown out from this. There was a dragon sleeper into a snapmare.
I love it
We
when
had
guys
we had a
pull off moves like that.
we had
I'm
a
just like, how do you not break your neck?
we had a surprise beauty shot. I'm sorry, supermodel kick.
Yeah, and let me tell you, the way Breeze times out like his big signature spots was perfect. Like, be it like the sequence of the match and also like as a performer, like it went along smoothly, and it really put him over.
And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this again later on. I will not be surprised if they decide to put the NXT Championship on Tyler Breeze at some point. Maybe not now, because they've got a lot of talent that needs sorting out first, but eventually. I definitely do see that. Or he gets called up to the main roster, because dude would be a solid addition to the Intercontinental division or the United States division, depending on which brand they want to throw him on.
Son of a bitch, I never thought about that before. Tyler Breeze getting called up faster or being the NXT Championship. We call people. I've never had that thought.
I mean,
Chris, did you ever have that thought of Tyler Breeze being the NXT Champion?
Sure. I mean,
Yeah,
that work. Cause, like you may need him like just to get
Chris,
heat.
you asshole, I'm trying to be snarky to Iron Bite, and you're just like, no, yeah, I absolutely believe he could be. I know that, of course.
Well, he's in a canyon. I'm hearing an echo. Yeah.
Yeah, we briefly see Kevin Owens backstage, who was watching the match, and he's just like, and
He's
that's
in the
it.
monitor room, by the
Yeah.
way. That is the monitor room. It only contains one monitor, and that is where you watch matches.
Triple H, don't you think we could be using this space for something else? Just put the monitor in there.
Yeah, and then we get a look at some new talent signed to NXT.
Which one already has a following, and he hasn't had a single damn match.
And
Hey,
they're
Chris, do we want to
chanting
be our indie fans and just bring up the fact we know who that is, or we just want to just be like, yeah, this guy named?
Well, here's the problem, Magpie. I know who Uhaa Nation is. I have not gotten to the point where he has worked PWG yet. I'm still going through their DVDs, so.
Long story short, this is a good super heavyweight.
Yes.
I think WWE's gonna be very happy with them. Like you know how awesome Luke Harper is? Uhaa Nation can do most of that shit that he can do, and then some.
Goddamn indie snobs.
Standing shooting star. I've seen compilation videos, so like that.
Damn.
Are
Are you
He's like
serious?
a-
A standing shooting star from a
Oh yeah,
from a guy
and
that
he's like
oh
6'4".
my god.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, he's
All
like
right.
if Titus O'Neil had way better wrestling skills.
But that's
Oh, but Titus
Oh,
O'Neil has one thing Uhaa Nation won't ever have.
A catchphrase?
Millions of dollars.
We were having a
Anyways.
great show, and then you had to do that.
Anyways, we get to our next match, which I gotta say this about NXT. I can't believe that they have another angle going on in the Divas division that doesn't revolve around the title, because we have Charlotte and Bayley versus Emma and Dana Brooke. None of them are champion right now.
None of them are even trying to go for the championship. This is an actual angle.
Clear dynamic. Thank you, Iron Bite. Good guys, bad guys.
Yeah, even
Why
though
is
Charlotte is
well,
technically a tweener,
Charlotte's a
but
player, so she can be anything.
yeah, she is definitely a flair. And oh my god,
You gotta
the
follow
diff-
up the oh my god.
yeah, I have to, because the difference between the NXT divas and the main roster divas is not night and day. It's I'm on another planet.
Yeah, they're not mannequins. Like they actually have. I mean, Dana Brooke aside, they all have personality.
Even Dana Brooke was looking good in this match.
Here's why. They strategically, the Paul Heyman method. You accentuate your positives, hide your negatives. Dana Brooke, not as good as Bayley, Beck, or certainly Charlotte. But she can do that cool, jumpy entrance gymnastic thing, and she is a sight for the eyes. So if you use her to the best of her abilities and annoy the crowd, and then let Emma do most of the work, she's still going to get over, or at least be this much more endearing because you're working around her. You're not sending her out there to do a 5-star match already. You're using her as just like a part of the overall attraction. The main feud we're focusing on is Emma versus Bayley in this. So you can
Dark
absolutely
Emma,
have
by the way, Dark Emma,
evil Emma.
evil
Also-
Emma.
Also, wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men.
Oh God!
Oh,
That doesn't have anything to do with anything. I just wanted to say
That's-
wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men.
Oh yes.
That was Bailey's entrance, and she almost fell. If you noticed, this girl. You take Mojo Rawlings. I don't get hyped. I stay hyped. You tone that down just a little bit, and then you put it into a very attractive female body. That's Bailey.
Bayley's
That hell
just
of a
so
way to
earnest.
dude.
She's the absolute definition of the word earnest, very sincere, and it's
And
like
she's goddamn cute as a button.
just nice. I want to support that. Like she hugs people, and then like she looks out and has like, "Oh, I'm gonna give you this snappy little kid, and I hope you have a good."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, how do I not cheer? How do I not cheer Bayley?
Absolutely.
And the best part is she can wrestle.
Yeah, and there are videos of her like interacting with like very young fans during the NXT tour and like speaking to them, like asking where they're from for a brief second, like during her entrance. Again, you could tell that like she was a fan herself, like similar, I would say, to AJ, and like she relishes doing this, and so of course she's going to interact with the fans like that. It's genuine.
Yeah, and we definitely see that in the performance. And this is another thing I love about the NXT women, and this goes for the wrestlers too. When they're being fed like that from the crowd, it just makes them want to be more, better, and more, and it's endearing. It's beautiful.
And good Lord, Charlotte. Charlotte has got to have the longest leg. This I'm going to talk about this. Charlotte's, Ric Flair's daughter, and we can tell that.
Nature girl, yeah.
She is definitely playing up on that. And even during her entrance, it's like, I might be a face right now, but that can change in a second.
Flair.
You
Honestly,
got it. It's
You guys can prove me wrong, but I still have not seen a fucking promo where she absolutely explodes on someone. Correct me if
Well,
I'm wrong.
to be fair to Rick, the reason why he explodes on people is because he has all this pent up aggression. Charlotte hasn't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah, give her a history. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, all right. Flair, if I recall correctly from books I've read, Flair didn't always used to do that. I'm not boo woo sort of stuff, and I'm blowing out the recording software again.
And Backlash's ears.
God damn it.
I've given up on that. So let's talk about this match.
No, wait. It's in order for Charlotte to start doing that, it's clear what one of us must do. We must find whatever plane that she's going on next. Hijack it.
No, I am not getting on another NSA watch list.
No. Okay.
Another?
You're surprised?
No, I just thought someone would have notified me.
Okay,
I
but
sent you a letter.
my point being, surviving a plane crash, that'll do it.
Okay.
Let's talk about the match.
Let's talk about this match, because this is clearly what you can do with three very talented women and one she's getting there. Because we do the announcers again God bless you, NXT announcers Corey Graves, Brian Saxton, and Rich
guy.
Brennan. God bless you, because you guys, they told the story that was going on in the ring. They weren't pushing an app. They weren't talking about what Vince wants them to talk about. They were calling the action in the ring. They
And
were
talk about misdemeanors.
Yeah, that too. And they told the story very well, because everybody was like, well, Charlotte and Bayley, they faced each other a lot, so they're gonna have a good dynamic there. And then when that changes, because apparently Emma and Dana have a great dynamic going together, they're like, well, we've talked about that, but look at what's going on right now in the ring. Dana and Emma are working very well. They're quick tagging in and out. They're kicking Bayley's butt, because Bayley's the sacrificial lamb for this one.
Yep, the Morton.
Yeah, exactly. And it worked. It worked so well, because evil Emma's disdain for Bayley is just like
I love that.
Is just like so apparent. Like, she sees Bayley as how she was before she got called up, and realized you have to be mean to make it on the main roster. So that's what I'm gonna do.
So it's like Emma's trying to figure out how to be mean, but she's not 100% mean, but she's still treating Bayley like shit because she knows that she's lower on the mean scale.
Yeah. And wow. It was great. Emma is played this off so well. She mocked Bayley. She tore at her hair. She even gave her a hug in the middle of the ring as Bayley's barely conscious.
Then, she also did the Bayley, hey guys, here's the energy to you thing to the crowd, and then wooed and did that to Charlotte, which pissed her off. You want to see Charlotte start to flare up? That's when she was doing it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The finish.
I feel like the finish was a blown spot.
I think it was just 2 seconds too fast.
Yeah, I think it was 2 seconds too fast, and Bayley was not in a position. The Charlotte puts Emma in the figure 4, and then
figure 8.
Then puts her into the figure 8, because
arches make things hurt more in submissions.
Yeah, apparently. And as Emma is writhing in pain, here comes Dana to do the double axe handle, but she pauses.
I honestly think that was just looking at it like it was fixed. I think it was supposed to be like Bayley was supposed to just like she was supposed to have the time to go under like she did, and then just like stop her as she was about to do that. Yeah, but Dana just got there too fast, and then she was like, "Oh shit, I got pause."
Either that or Bayley was out of position, but she goes under Charlotte's arched body and Dana's spread legs, hits the belly to Bayley suplex on Dana. Charlotte breaks the figure 8 and hits natural selection, which, by the way, is one of the most awesome moves I've seen coming out of anybody.
I wasn't sure how to feel about that move, but Charlotte just knew how to do it.
Yeah, it worked so well. For the 3. So your winner is Charlotte and Bayley. And they do a little post-match, they do the strut, the Flair strut.
She looked pretty damn good doing the strut. I'm not even saying that like, oh yeah, she was sexy. No, I just mean, yeah, she did that strut fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was and then, they did the whole, here's the energy, guys. Bring it back. Here's the energy, guys.
Bring it back.
I'm
gonna go buy a Bayley t-shirt right now.
All right, so moving on, we get we recap Sami Zayn challenging John Cena for the U.S. title. And
long story short, I cried because it was one of the most happiest moments I've ever seen on Raw.
Yeah, and then we get our next match of the night: Rhino versus Baron Corbin. Now, I have to ask this question: what the fuck is Rhino doing in NXT?
This is okay. This will totally get on a little bit of a tangent, but I'll answer your question. This is what I like about NXT in terms of this match's booking and what other matches booking, that being Finn Balor versus Brian Kendrick. I like that NXT is very accessible to the talents like that are either on good terms with WWE or they, with WWE, have a great reputation of putting on matches. Like, they weren't the world title holders, but we just looked at them as just like, these guys are going to have good matches, like a Rhino or a Brian Kendrick. So I like how NXT is making themselves accessible in the sense where it's like, yeah, real shit's happening right there. I want to show up. It's almost and have a match if I can. It's almost like how ECW, when they had their moments, they would get like Dr. Dusty Williams wants to wrestle. Hell yeah, get him up there with Raven. We're gonna have a title match.
Bam Bam
I
Bigelow.
like that. And the NXT talents end up like having a great fucking match with an established talent.
Yeah, I know. And,
That being said, though, I didn't really care about this match because I have.
No, I'm glad that Rhino is getting work, especially after TNA screwed him over, then made an angle out of how they were screwing him over. But I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
The main reason, from what I can gather, the reason why Rhino is in NXT is, like Magpie say, NXT is the place to be for these guys. But the real reason is this match is happening because Rhino wants to fight Baron Corbin,
Which is a cool way to book a match. I like that.
That is exactly what it is. It is two big, beefy hosses just going at it, and this is the low point of the night for me.
True.
And yet
it was still an amazing match.
I know.
It was a straight up hoss match.
It was.
And I'll give Rhino credit. I mean, for as old as he's gotten, he hasn't really slowed down that much.
Chris wants to say something.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I wouldn't necessarily call this an amazing match. Although it was good from the standpoint that Rhino hit all of Baron Corbin's greenness. Like you couldn't exactly tell that Baron Corbin has only been working for about a year, and at that in very short matches. Like this was sort of almost a test for him that he passed, and while it was possible due to a lot of support by Rhino, it was still impressive. So I guess from that standpoint, you could consider it amazing.
I'll be honest, I didn't pay attention. I wasn't in. Like, I liked everything I said. What I like about how this match was put together and how I think it's really cool for, like, Rhino or... Yeah, like, if Rhino's just like, you know what? I want to fight Baron Corbin. Or Shelton Benjamin shows up and he's just like, man, give me Sami Zayn, best athlete, my ass. I'll show him what the golden standard is. I like that, but this match, I didn't particularly care. I just went in the other room and made a sandwich. But when I rewatched it, I mean, everything Chris said was pretty much on par.
It's
like,
solid.
It passed, but I'm not going to say it was an A.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm saying it was good it was a good cool down match.
It was
after that match. I give it a B.
And we kind of did need something. I'm not going to get too into this because Corbin does get a Corbin sucks in the vein of New Day sucks.
Oh,
yeah. Which is kind of weird to me because from what I can tell, he's got no personality.
Well, and also it's funny you describe him as a hoss. Like this, you may find this a nitpick, but like Baron Corbin is not like a particularly like big framed guy. He's tall, but like he's also kind of raily for how tall he is.
Yeah, he really is.
Weird.
But at the same time, he is kind of a hoss. So I don't know. There's not a whole lot of spots that really wowed me or made me go, yeah, this is kind of good. Let's talk about it. No, it's just.
I mean, I'm not saying there was a ton memorable about this. It was a cool down match, pretty plain and simple. But again, I still say it was a decent match.
Yes.
Yeah, it's that, but it's like
agreement.
Especially considering Baron Corbin is someone I have not been interested in seeing on NXT.
He had, like I said, I mean, the finish was one of those. The finish is actually the best part of the match, which is weird. Rhino hits his standard belly-to-belly suplex and then sets up for the gore. As he's going for it, Corbin just levels him with a clothesline and follows that up with the worst finisher ever and End of Days. That is some E-Fed wrestling bull crap.
It's like that delayed mic check kind of thing, even though the mic check itself isn't really that impressive of a finish. So yeah, I totally see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like, well, this would be great in an E-Fed because, the E-Fed, you can do whatever you want in writing, but when it looks live, it's Yeah, it's kind of crappy. And
sometimes with moves like this, and this is why I'm always like, I like anytime I see a champion or any wrestler just have multiple finishers. There's sometimes when if you have like this big guy versus that big guy, you're not exactly going to put every single move you can do on, let's say, a Sami Zayn or like a Sami Zayn. You can put that dude in almost any moves. Rhino, on the other hand, you could put him in a lot of moves, not every single one of them. And it's one of those things where it's
Sami Zayn.
What?
Sammy, not Sammy.
You
said Sammy.
Well, I mean, again, if we're getting into more nitpicks, like I will also say that the end of Days is more or less like Sister Abigail's Kiss with like different theatrics. And the funny thing about that is that I almost think Baron Corbin seems like a long lost Rotundo son. Like he has this weird alien look, but also looks sort of like Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt in the weirdest way. I don't know.
Yeah.
What the
I don't know.
hell is the IRS
If
been
I
doing?
didn't know any better, I thought that finish that Rhino countered him.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Okay, your winner is Baron Corbin. Next, we get a recap of Kevin Owens showing up on Raw and not challenging John Cena for the U.S. title, not that night, but challenging him at Elimination Chamber, which
yes.
I'm actually kind of worried about because of a spot that he does. Because like at the end of that promo, he hits Cena with the pop-up powerbomb and just lays him out, and then he's got the U.S. title laying next to him, and he stamps on it while holding up the NXT title.
Beautiful.
And I just know, because you know Cena's going to win, that Cena is going to do the reverse of that to him. And if that happens, WWE can just kiss the darkest part of my ass.
I agree.
First off, don't take my catchphrases. And second of all, Cena's character's so corny that
he won't be doing
He's not going to stomp on the NXT title. He loves Sami Zayn and all those guys too much.
Yeah, but they do recap this. But Kevin is like, it downplays that so badly. Owens is like, so you want to talk about how we took over Philadelphia and Albany, where I had not one, not two, but three successful title defenses? Or, well, I guess you could kind of, when I dropped John Cena, but really he was taking credit for injuring Sami Zayn. But
yeah,
and
no,
that's
actually the part about this promo I love is when Greg Hamilton walks up to this is like, Kevin, I don't mean to bother you, and he's like, well, you did anyways.
Yes.
And Greg's already intimidated as fuck.
Yeah, I was going on about like how they could like abolish heels and faces for just two really charismatic guys that everyone wants to see fight. But this is great when you even have the interviewers like intimidated enough by them. That's a great touch.
Yeah.
And real fast, I love the genius booking of just like this feud, Zayn versus Owens. It's gotten to the point where they hate each other so fucking much that when Sami Zayn had his breakout performance against John Cena, Kevin Steen was so fucking pissed he had to go to Raw just to one-up him.
But guys, I hate to tell you this, but this whole feud is just seeming a little generic to me.
Shut up, stupid. It's when simple works.
One of these days, I'll stop doing that joke. Today is not that day.
I get it.
I know you do. I'm glad someone does.
Shut up. Things go over my head sometimes.
Okay, next we have the NXT Tag Team Championship. Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy versus Blake and his buddy.
AKA, we couldn't get the American Wolf to take care of these guys.
No, honestly, tell me, can you put a picture of Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy up, and can you tell me who is who? Without name tags? Because I certainly couldn't.
No, I make that joke because I keep wanting to call Blake Gunner every time we talk about this.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I guess so.
That dubstep entrance. I think
Dude,
I may have had an epileptic fit.
I looked directly into that thing. I wasn't okay for a while.
I honestly think that that's like the biggest way that they're heels, because looking at the way that Blake and Murphy looked, you could tell that they watched like the New Day match in Payback. They saw Kofi's hairstyle and they're like, "That'll get us heat. Give us pigtails."
I guess what? But
well, that's actually a great part of the commentators. It's like why would grown men like that wear pigtails? They do what they want.
But you know what? That didn't even get them heat. You want to know who got them heat? Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. Because you can't teach that.
Let me say something. I really like those guys, and I don't like them because I'm just like, they're the most over thing, and they really play their characters well, but they're not the act I'm most interested in NXT. Fair statement. I don't hate them, but they're so fucking good at being themselves. Oh my god.
It's just Enzo.
Like, yeah.
Has this? I mean, we talk about Bailey being the definition of earnest. Enzo is not that far off. And for being a guy who got picked up because Triple H liked him, liked how he lifted weights, weird. Enzo is just amazing in the ring. And you wouldn't think that Colin Cassidy, being the stereotypical WWE big guy that he is, could cut a promo as well as he does. But he does.
This is what I like about the team. You can just tell with Carmella too. They make everybody in that team makes each other better. I can tell that this is a team that works with each other, got to know each other, really figured their shit out. Like, I can tell Enzo's helping out Colin and vice versa, and they just, God, I love seeing that in a team.
And not to take away from Dana Brooke again, like, I'm sure that she'll get better with time, but like, looking at Carmella, like, I never really saw her as such a great presence in the ring. I don't think she's so skilled, but like, she makes up for it so amazingly with like her presence, her personality. Everything is just completely well honed. I'm sure it's by herself. Like, I don't even know if it's working with like Enzo and Cass, like, great as they are.
But it's like, let's talk about this match, because the entrance, because thinking about Blake and Murphy's entrance, or Blake and Murphy's entrance, I'm starting to see sounds again. This was a great match, and just seeing Enzo flying around the ring like he does, and Blake and Murphy worked so well together, and the story, again, thank you NXT commentators. That's what I've missed with Raw and SmackDown and even their pay-per-views. Commentary that doesn't plug something. Commentary that tells the story that's going on right in front of them. And it's like, you can hear that just makes every match that much better. And I guess I don't think I'm the only one who thinks that.
It's like, I have nothing against Blake and Buddy or Wesley Murphy, whatever the team name are. I have nothing against those guys, but I'm watching them work. They're not terrible, but I'm just like, we couldn't get the American Wolves? Really?
Well, the Wolves are in TNA, so no.
Well, if we believe the reports, we could get them.
No. You can't believe those reports. They're not accurate.
That, in fact, Magpie, be careful. We may be served papers.
Dixie Carter will sue us if we start talking about TNA's numbers.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Dixie. What do you want? My desk? Fucking. I'll give you my Levi's with the hole in them.
She'll sue us if we talk about how they've been canceled.
We're not going to talk about that because
we're talking about NXT.
Well, I mean, we'll not be able to talk about them in a few months because they'll be canceled.
Anyways, so the match goes on, and it is a great match, and this is why we can't really talk much about the match, because there aren't a lot of blown spots, and I'm looking at this and I'm going, these are actually, everything is solid going on.
What was it, this match or was it the main event? It had to have been in the next 3 matches, but I remember something flying in the ring that I didn't recognize what it was, and I swear to God I saw something flying around the arena. Did a bird crap in the ring? Or Maybe. Did anyone notice something flying around?
I didn't. I was watching this amazing match.
Yeah, I was too.
And then I saw something splat near Murphy's head, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? That's too big to be spit. And then I see something flying around.
Maybe a bird got into it. This is an actual university, so there's not a whole lot of places for birds to go. A great spot, by the way, is the powerbomb backstabber combination.
Again, we couldn't get the Wolves.
Will you stop about the fucking Wolves?
You can't get the
No.
Wolves, but this is the next best thing.
All right. Jesus. And the best part of this is Blake and Murphy are scared of Cass. And they are rightly so, because when Big Cass gets in, he just clears fucking house, and Enzo is just dead in his corner.
He got the shit kicked out of him in this match.
And then after, but here's the best part. Apparently, they have a tag team finisher called the Rocket Launcher.
I love it.
The Big Cass manages to clear house and gets Blake down, and he tags in a dead Enzo Amore. Enzo is basically dead on his feet, and he goes, let's go for it. They go to the opposite corners, and Enzo's like, okay, here we go. And from out of nowhere, Alexa Bliss shows up and just blindsides Carmella. And Cass is like, what the... Hold on 1 second. I need to go check this out. He goes out to check on to break up Carmella and Bliss when he kneels down and gets a super kick to the head from Murphy, which allows Alexa to basically push a corpse off the top turnbuckle, and Blake gets the 3 count.
And it wasn't like he did a secondary move to make sure he was knocked out. He did what Iron Bite said, like put him down.
And so it's a corpse.
Yeah, that seems to be a running gag that like he's kind of the rag doll of that team, that he'll take the most offense, and to be fair, he sells very, very good. So let that keep happening until he gets his glorious moment.
I have a soft spot for any tag team where their offensive moves revolve around throwing your other partner. I have a soft spot for that.
I do
too.
too.
Like if there's guys at like the side of the ring fighting, and then all of a sudden, like if it's like a LAX, right? The guys are fighting in the ringside, and Hernandez is like, "Damn it, I want to be in that too. Give me you, homicide," and fucking hucks him into them. I love those spots.
Well, we've had our appetizers, we've had our soup, we've had our salad. Let's get to the main course.
All right, chicken Caesar salad.
Oh my god. Okay. Next we have the NXT Women's Championship match. Excuse me. Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. Now, I've got to say this about Sasha Banks. Between her and Kevin Owens, I don't think I felt this genuine hatred for a heel since maybe I was a kid.
And it's great.
Like, when I watch heels fight, like when we were talking about Tyler Breeze earlier, it's like, oh, you're an asshole, but I like watching you. Or there's also the other instance where, oh, you're annoying, go away. This is, you're a slime ball, and I want to see someone beat you.
And also, like,
that's Sasha Banks.
And we love it.
Yeah, Sasha Banks has gone from like being the types that you mentioned earlier, much more scheming, much more braggadocio, like would sort of slip by and get a victory. Now she has just become vicious in this match. Which
dude, and I like that in a heel. It reminds me of Chris. Let's say if this comparison is right in terms of just like that dynamic you talked about, how Sasha works. It reminds me of Adam Cole, like how vicious and calculated he is on fucking up his opponents. Yes. But he just does it so smart and so goddamn well. And Sasha Banks is that. And meanwhile, Becky Lynch is like the ultimate face in this match.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She's like the one who is like, guided, perseveres.
I actually read up on her history. She's got more professional wrestler training than what they were presenting via the commentators.
Mm-hmm.
But it just makes you it just makes you go, God damn, she can go, and go she went. This match was my match of the night.
Yeah, I would say this is the match of the night. As much as the next match told a great story,
it was a story.
This match is the match of the night.
This match is your CM Punk. He gives a shit versus Daniel Bryan, who isn't injured yet. Type match. All right, this is just two ladies who are told, get out there and blow the roof off every single house
And you know what?
that's watching this.
There's no other caveats to it. There's no other qualifiers. These were the two best wrestlers on the show. The two, you
Bar
say
none.
that the other way.
Yeah, no, I can, and there were the beginning where they just alternated near falls was great. Just
The submission attempts. Like, I'm a jiu-jitsu practitioner, and I
Oh
love
my
anytime
God.
submissions are done. So it's like those transitions were fucking awesome, especially how they set them up too. Sasha knew where she was going for. Becky knew what she was going for. Becky may have not hit Sasha's arm a lot of the times like she would have liked to. She did other moves, but when she could, she got right back into it and softened the hell out of that thing. And Sasha too, man.
And Sasha was going for Becky's arm because, well, you can't put an armbar on somebody if you've only got one arm to wrap around it. But, well, you can, but it makes it damn difficult. But there was an extended point where Sasha puts on a Japanese stranglehold, and just starts tossing Becky Lynch around the ring, and Becky never gives up, just refuses.
Oh my god! That's in the match too. I think maybe 12 minutes in, or in that spot roughly where you're talking about. Dude, did you hear that crack? Like, I do not know how they faked that, but that sounded like, I thought someone's arm was broken.
It was like, it's like every time. It's like the arms were the was the story of the night. Sasha and Becky both going for the arms, and it was like amazing how well they were working together with this. It was like the beginning of the match was all Becky, and then when Sasha managed to just slow it down, it was like you cannot not cheer for Becky to get her second win, to get a rally going, and the crowd was into it. The announcers were into it. Nobody was. It was like, I'm watching this. I'm going, God damn it! Please, Becky, please win. Put her in that armbar and just yank back as far as you go. Have your head touch the mat if you have to. Just do it.
And
I wanted Sasha Banks to lose.
I didn't even really know the particular build of this match. Like, just regularly watching this. I had a busy week this week, so I couldn't follow it. But just in the course of that match, I was just like, before I wanted Bayley to get the title, but after that match, I want Becky Lynch to be the champion now, and that became more and more apparent as that match went on. I'm just like, she's fighting because she fucking wants that title. I want her to have that title.
Oh yeah,
and there are a bunch of fans that felt the same way because of that.
And as an aside, like, I just like to say, I love the fact that, like, it's such a simple submission, but I like the fact that Becky Lynch is using the Shirome, the Yuji Nagata's armbar as a finish. It's only a matter of time before she starts rolling her eyes in the back of her head, so you see the whites, even though probably wouldn't let her do that because of the Undertaker. Right.
The only bad point about this is when they go to the floor for the finish. Sasha sends Becky into the no, actually, this wasn't that. This was the main event. Never mind. I got ahead of myself. They go to the floor, and this is just how amazing, because I didn't expect this to happen. Becky throws Sasha Banks shoulder first into the ring steps, and then gets her back into the ring, and goes up to the turnbuckles. But Sasha hits what is called the Super Divorce Court into the bank statement, and Becky holds out for about 30 seconds before taps.
Smooth as silk.
But it was like, and this match is like, but she still sells the arm. She still sells the arm.
Well, you should. I mean, you got, like, how many arm bars caught in it during the course of the match? Genius.
And it was like, you know, kind of cool. I'm trying to find out what the divorce court is, but it was kind of cool how she continued selling the arm until she got to the back. Meanwhile, the camera stays on Becky Lynch, who's like, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I tapped. And
Oh,
the
dude, her
crowd,
disappointment, it really did touch you, man. I felt really bad.
and the crowd reciprocated by singing her theme song to her as she walked out.
Oh man,
You just made a star again.
You just made a star, and meanwhile, you got Triple H in the control room going, yeah.
It's like, people, we're doing this match a disservice. Like, we can talk about this right now because we love it, but just go watch that fucking match. Just
Seriously,
go watch it.
If you can't watch any other, just if you can't watch any other match, watch that. Okay. Next up.
Okay. Now we're moving on to the main event.
Ultimate good guy, ultimate bad guy. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Now,
Kevin Owens wearing a John Cena shirt, by the way.
The current John Cena shirt, because this is what we love about Kevin Owens is this is the type of heel he is.
He's a jerk, and I love him.
I do. I love it. I love to hate him.
And he makes like he doesn't care, like this is a more important match, but yeah, he'll still be a complete nutter cunt to John Cena with that gesture. And
he still had that laser line focus of, I'm going to destroy Sami Zayn. This is what this night's about. I'm going to kill Sami Zayn. This is what my entire life has led to, killing Sami Zayn in that ring.
And God bless him, he tries, but this match is all Sami Zayn.
Can I say one thing, though? Ironbite, real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is a great... oh, man, every time you say... Oh, fuck you, Chris. Okay. With the booking, right? The best match, in our opinions, we were talking about was the last match, the women's title match. Now, the mistake any other match following this could have made was try to blow the roof off of it or do it even better. Like, you know what? These ladies went on for 20 minutes. I'm going to go on for 45 minutes. And sometimes that works, and a lot of times that fucking falters because you're doing too much. This didn't try to blow that match out of the water. This match geniusly was being itself. Yeah, and it worked.
And yeah, it really did work. And like I said, this match was all Sami Zayn. All right, it was all Sami Zayn. He got in all the offense. He got in all the, it was all the spots that he needed. They go out to the floor a couple times. And the best part is Kevin Owens, they're over at the bleachers. Kevin Owens goes for the pop-up power bomb. Did I say power bomb?
Fuck it, keep going.
All right, he goes for the pop-up power bomb, but Zayn is like, oh, look, something to save me, and grabs hold of the bleachers.
Yeah, really resilient. There were times, like, they were always teasing, like, I'm going to get the pop-up, and Zayn's like, nope, reverse. It shows you Kevin Steen is still focused on getting that and has the energy to fuck him up when he needs to, but Sami Zayn is smart, like always.
Yeah, except for the finish, because I don't want, because, like I said, this is all Sami Zayn, but this is a story match, not a match. And we're getting to the story portion of it. They go back out to the floor, and Sami Zayn decides to charge Kevin Owens because why not? This time the pop-up powerbomb onto the apron works. And that's
super effective.
That still looks like it should break your neck every time he does it.
It should. The officials come out, and they're like checking on Zayn because they're like, okay, whoa. Get away. And Kevin Owens is like, yep, I did it. Let me inflict some more punishment.
Yeah, he still wants to kick his ass despite the fact that he's dead.
Yeah, Sami Zayn is dead. He's a corpse.
There's like moments where he just runs over and just kicks him in the fucking face, like seconds after being separated again.
And eventually he gets Zayn in the ring, and the officials are like begging him, Owens, don't do this. Don't do this. And he goes out, he grabs a chair, and this brings out William Regal, and he's like, don't you do it. Don't you do it. And Owens is like, all right, I'll get out. But he then he goes right back to but he gets back in and he starts beating on Sami Zayn, and Regal grabs him by the face.
Yeah, he fish hooks him.
He fish hooks him, but good. And
No
Owens,
more Mr. Nice Guy.
he headbutts Regal to the floor, and he's got a chair, and the refs all scatter. Bong.
The Undertaker.
No.
Actually, wait. First, I do got to point out that I think the person who's going to come out, I won't say his name just yet, came out a little too late because Kevin Owens actually had to tap Sami Zayn on the chest with the chair once.
Yeah, he did, and then
which was kind of funny because it's like, I'm not supposed to hit him, so just like doink.
And it's Samoa Joe.
Yes!
I was seconds away from drinking water as soon as you announced his name.
Yep.
It's Joe.
It's yes. It's
Samoa Joe. It's the star of ROH, PWG, and so many other indie feds. I'm forgetting something, but I don't who cares?
Yeah, wait. I hear something. Hold on a second, guys. I hear a little pipsqueak screaming. Yeah, there it is. Screaming in the distance about how his little pea shooter of a wrestling federation may have done something with Joe's career, but I can't tell. Hold on a second. I gotta listen a little bit closer. Hold on.
No.
No, it's not important.
I'm just sweating too much from hearing it. I got to take a sponge to my forehead, you know?
my nipples.
Comes out.
I have the biggest grin on my face right now, and nothing in the world can remove it.
I am slamming on my keyboard, and eventually I go, Joe, and then he gets in the ring, and he goes face to face with Owens.
Now here's the genius of NXT. That moment is not just something of oh, we get Joe here, or we get to see the Kevin Owen Samoa Joe match for the 13th time, but the WWE version. No, this match, except in one Canadian promotion where you have to buy Kevin Steen's rare DVD to get, and you have to see his merch booth to get that DVD.
Yes.
Yeah, this match, for all intents and purposes, could have happened in ROH, PWG, all those promotions, and didn't happen. Now it's going to on NXT, and it feels so fucking new and fresh, and I'm excited for it. It's like the when Sami Zayn and Hideo Itami finally get in the ring together. It's another match a bunch of other promotions could have booked, but one other promotion was smart enough to do it. And now we get something completely new.
And to go into just a bit more detail, Magpie's talking about a match Kevin Steen had, I believe in 2004 in this fed called EWR. What you guys need to do is go to Smart Mark Video and also look up that, and also look up his 3 or so hour shoot interview where he describes it in detail. Joe beat the fuck out of him.
Sounds like Joe.
It'll happen again.
And this is the amazing thing. The crowd knows who this is. The crowd is chanting, Joe's gonna kill you. The crowd wants to see Owens versus Joe.
Well, it's like I've always said about NXT in its current form. It's NXT is just an indie fed with WWE flavoring, so you get an indie crowd. So of course they know who Samoa Joe is.
Yeah, and Owens is like, nah, I'm good. But then he comes back down, and Joe's like, let's go. And he's like, nah, I'm good. Bye. Meanwhile, poor Sami Zayn is still dead.
And this is how much I love Joe. I was just thinking, do it, Joe. Do it. Do it. Come on, do it.
And
but no, he didn't beat the shit out of Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Well, that is the end of NXT Takeover Unstoppable. That's not the end of the night for us, because I have to touch on the promo Joe cuts after the show is done. Joe wants to be in NXT. And have you guys seen the promo? Let me ask that.
I watched it.
I have.
Absolutely.
I guess he's finally he's at that point in his career. He doesn't need to be in NXT. He doesn't. He's got a good thing going with doing indie dates. He can always go back to Ring of Honor, but he wants to be in NXT, and he let everybody know that he wants to be. And it is the most. It's like, oh my God! Look at all the passion. Look at all the energy. Look at the intensity that he's bringing to the to NXT. God damn it, Vince! If you ruin this man, I will fucking murder you.
Iron Bite's statement doesn't reflect the views of DarkMatch.
For the most part.
Well, I guess what does reflect it is that, like, at the end of this review, you could all... Our first names may as well be Mark, except Magpie.
Yeah. But we love this show. This is a show that, for all intents and purposes, is one of those things that we rarely get to see. We rarely get to see something that is 100% good from start to finish.
It gets us excited about what's going to happen next week.
And here's some. I mean, I have seen the what's going to be coming up in NXT later on. They did do a taping, and you don't have to wait very long for Joe's in-ring debut, and it's going to be amazing.
If this somehow, because this is the little pessimist in me, I'm just like, we all picture the 2005-2006 Samoa Joe, and this is what it's going to be like, but I'm just hoping, I hope that passion comes back where it's like, oh shit, this Joe's going to be the greatest wrestler of all time again. This is going to be awesome. But, there's that little bit of me where it's like, God damn it, TNA, did you take a couple great years off of them? Because, like, if that STF kick looks one bit delayed slower, I'm going to be pissed.
Dude, he is getting...
kick, I just fucked that up.
Yeah, you kind of did. But yeah, no, it's like, I cannot wait to see what they're going to bring to the table. And I said it, the landscape of NXT has completely changed as of TakeOver, and it has changed in such a huge way.
So now that Joe's there, can we stop giving a shit about Baron Corbin? And we're just like, oh, okay, Joe.
I never gave a shit about Baron Corbin to begin with, so...
They were already on board.
Did.
It took Rhino.
Oh, yeah, that's right, but I stopped giving a shit after that.
Yeah, because he didn't even get, like, the, oh my God, he persevered and beat Rhino reaction.
I don't care, because I have no offense to Rhino, but he hasn't exactly been relevant in the last couple of years. God.
Sad.
Still relevant
That
to
is.
me.
Anyways, normally we play a game here. For TNA, it's what gets more screen time than Jay Lethal. For WWE, it's all HBK's fault. And for WCW, most recently, we came up with what made Ric Flair retire. Now we need a game for NXT.
Why is Cassius Ohno sad that he's not there?
That's actually a good game. Let's do this. Why is Chris Hero sad that he's not in NXT?
No, let's do Cassius Ohno, two separate people.
Okay, why is Cassius Ohno sad that he's not in NXT? Well, he doesn't get to be involved in an Enzo Amore promo.
He doesn't get to make the. He doesn't get to make the royalty rights for the KO T-shirt.
He got bumped for a Baron Corbin match.
And there's so many talented and beautiful women that he can't steal from Mike Quackenbush.
I like this game.
Wow.
I like this game. We need to do NXT more often.
Wait, we didn't get the... Cassius Ohno is sad because he can't get the dream match with Balor.
All right.
Be sure to check us out at piledriverwrestling.net, where we are part of the OSW Podcast Network. Listen to great content like OSW Review, the Attitude Era Podcast, the New Generation Podcast, and the New Blood Rising Podcast, and join the community to discuss all things wrestling and MMA. You can follow us on Twitter at DarkMatchPod, like us on Facebook at DarkMatch Podcast, and subscribe on YouTube at DarkMatch Podcast. And you can subscribe to the audio version of our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, and Podbean. Make sure to leave a comment as well. For
And
everyone
tell your
here,
friends.
I am your Fox friend Backlash.
Oh, I'm Iron Bite.
I'm Christopher Says.
I'm Magpie, and God, I think I'm glowing. I think I'm really glowing talking about this. Somebody
No,
give me a
that's-
cigarette.
No, that's the radiation.